When our daughter is getting married, we prepare her months before her wedding by giving her special coaching on cooking, housekeeping, and also stuffing her with tons of advices as to how she should be polite always and how she should adjust and adapt herself to new sets of habits, values, traditions, etc., and how she should take advice from elders and how she should offer help whenever needed. All these things. It is also followed by a few weeks of premarital counseling. See how much we prepare our daughter for a wedding. But when it comes to becoming a mother-in-law, how many of us are really ready to take up a counseling session which is specially designed for future mother-in-law? None of us would be ready to take up a counseling session because we feel, or we will say that, see, we are so experienced in this area, and why should one need a training or a counseling in an area which is already known to us for so many years? That is the answer. But it is not so. Mentally getting prepared for a marriage. This applies not only to daughter-in-law, it equally also applies to mother-in-law. See, as a mother, we would have mastered our role. There is no doubt about it at all. We always go that extra mile to see to that our son gets everything he wants and everything is at its best for him. Right from making his coffee, preparing tiffin for him, and packing his lunch, washing his clothes and cleaning his room, and even standing at the gate to say him tata when he's leaving to office. But once he gets married, we must remember all these things should take a backseat and we are no more a survival kit to our son. Because there's a wife to take care of him or to share his responsibilities or to share his work. So the first thing we must do is to stop looking at our son as a baby boy. Because our daughter-in-law would see our son as a grown-up man. And it is something very dirty on our part to expect our daughter-in-law to act as a mother to him again. Also, it is very childish on our part to fight for positions by grabbing our son's time and emotions and also by putting him into unnecessary tension. See, in many houses, both the son and daughter-in-law, they are employed. So it is taken for granted that they always prefer to stay away because they may work late in the night, they may get up late in the morning, and living with the in-laws may be a little embarrassing to them, so they prefer staying away. In that case, we must get mentally prepared not to disturb them over phone calls, and especially during special occasions. So, you're not coming for this Diwali? Are you not coming for this weekend for lunch? These questions may or may not embarrass our daughter-in-law, but it would definitely embarrass our son. You know why? Because he may also have plans of visiting his in-laws' place for a function or for a weekend, as how we expect our daughter-in-law to visit our place on a special occasion. If at all they come to us, they will definitely come when they are free or when they exactly need a help from us. And during that time, we should be more mature and we should be more receptive. And please remember, that is not the time, that get-together is not the time for all those match the following, fill up the blanks or choose the right answer games. Through simple and small gestures, you can make your daughter-in-law feel that she is a part of your family. For example, when you're calling up your son and it is your daughter-in-law who is picking up the phone, let us be more magnanimous and open to share the exact reason of calling before we ask for a son. And in some cases, when our daughter-in-law is earning more than our son, she may expect our son to equally participate in all the household chores. That time we should be a little positive. And we should not feel bad that our son has turned a servant to some other woman. Not at all. It is then we should remember our days of being a daughter-in-law. Until now also we are taking help from our husband for all the household chores. Let us remember that. As long as our son is only our son, there's no secrets between us and our son. Everything about the family is known to both. But once he is married, he would prefer to share everything with his wife first, and also he will let us know when it is needed, and also selectively he will let us know. We must try to understand that and take it properly. And before we start prying into their affairs, like who is cooking in the holidays and who is getting up early in the morning and how often they go out for a shopping and when are they planning to have a child, who is a spendthrift and who is tight-fisted, this, that, etc. We should be well aware of Article 21 of our Indian Constitution, which says that privacy is a fundamental right, be that be anyone. See, all these days for our son, we gave him a separate bathroom, we gave him a separate bedroom, we gave him a separate laptop, a phone, and also he had passwords for that. When we respected all those privacy, why not we respect the same privacy in his married life also? Let us remember that. So, what does this say? We must learn to respect their boundaries also. Right from unsolicited advice and unannounced drop by visits, or offering them help when it is exactly not asked for or requested. So, it is better to have a boundary. Not to go too much beyond the boundary or not to stay too much behind the boundary. Let us believe that our son is matured to lead a life of his own. He knows how to lead a life and how to lead a married life and how to be more responsible, when to have a child, what should be the saving plan, and when to invest in a property, or how to, what style of parenting they should adopt for their child. All these things they know. And we need not always run and we need not poke our nose in every affair of them. At the same time, every minute change that we see in our son is not only due to the influence of our daughter-in-law. Let us not take it that way. Let us be more positive. And if you fail to take it that way, then the hatred between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law would go as a never-ending saga. And that will never fetch harmony in the family. So let us be more positive in approaching minute changes that we see in our son, especially after marriage. And moreover, when we can love our son with all his shortcomings and with all his flaws, why not we extend the same to our daughter-in-law also? When we are making any rules in our family, let us not consider only our son. In future, let us also try to consider our daughter-in-law. Most importantly, let us try to follow detached attachment. Let us be attached to our children. Let us be always concerned about their well-being. But at the same time, let us wait for them to come and tell us, or let us wait for them to come and inform us, and let us stop prying into all their affairs. So, in a marriage, being a good daughter-in-law alone was considered to be important in those days. So, in future, what is more important is being a good mother-in-law. It is a very tough syllabus to follow. It is a very tough syllabus to practice, I know. But when we start preparing ourselves mentally from now on, maybe in the near future, we could transform ourselves into a wonderful mother-in-law. So, I am wishing all the future mothers-in-law watching out this video a very wonderful future ahead as a sweet mother-in-law. Thank you.